Monday morning. Let's send this off the screen right quick. Yeah, let's get some practice in before the day starts and the phone starts blowing up and I gotta go and do actual work. So, yesterday we ended with a few 9 on the brakes. Let's see if we can't start with a couple. There's one. It's a good day right there. Start the day off with a 9 on the snap. I'm gonna scratch, but if you do scratch, 9 ball gets put back out onto the dot right here, and you continue the rack. Now that I've figured this one out, we're gonna roll with that for a while and see if it doesn't work at the championships there. Not too bad. Nice sitting in the corner. It's a good spot for it. That way it can accidentally fall in at any given point in time. Like, I don't know, right now if I put some magic on it. There's your one. See if we can't bring that 2 back to the 9, eh? Nope. Didn't put enough cut on it apparently. But that's not how you want to leave your opponent, because they will make it. That'll be that rack. Like I said before, it's point based, so it doesn't really matter if you make the 9. It's only worth 2 points. Meanwhile, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the one I just dropped, so you just lost 6 points on a rack. But sometimes it's worth it, just so then you get the break. Just make 4 or 5 balls on the break, including the 9 or not including the 9, and you've got a pretty easy run out. Make a bunch of points in a hurry. Yeah, that's feeling more better today. A little bit more limber, a little bit softer touch this morning. And the corner pocket still doesn't like me. Nothing new there. Yep, twice in a row in the same pocket. Aggravating. Too much. It's a good lead though. Bury it right behind the 8. See if we can't pull 2 rails, eh? Nope, sure can't. Put spin on it. Not making it easy. Back up and around. Give yourself a nice slim cut on the 8 on the side. There you go. You're warmed up. And the balls are cold still this morning. Try it one more time for the 9 on the break, and then we'll get into this some cue control and Practice, practice, practice. That's what we're doing. Practicing, making sure I get at least a little bit of practice in every day between now, well, between when I started screaming and the tournament. Get as much practice in as I possibly can. Be as prepared as I can make myself. So there's no sense in setting yourself up for failure. You know, I ain't pro by any means, but I want to win. Sometimes you don't have to be pro, you just got to be better than your opponent. And I have got an obstacle right in the way here. Literally hugging a post right now. Perfect. See if I can't take the 2. It's going to leave me rough on the 3, seeing as I parked it right on the 6. Nope, couldn't squeeze it. Not at that angle. Two options here. I can kick at it from the far rail. 7 might get in the game. But that would leave me in a good spot for the 3 in the side or down table. I could cut it into the 2, or the 2 into the far pocket over here. But that's going to take a lot of speed, which means I'm either going to hit that 8 ball with the cue ball, I might hit the 3 ball. It's really hard to tell. I might even hit the 5 ball or the 4. But not easy. Not an easy shot, but we'll do that with a little bit of top and see what happens. Top left maybe? Top left and make it throw it to the right a little bit. Threw it to the right, threw it in, scratch. A little bit of left every time, we'll throw it in the pocket, just a heads up. Left is very dangerous on a pool table. It will throw you into a pocket every time with a cue ball. Just about every time, I should say. It's so we'll take the 3 in the side, push forward a little bit of top, follow up a little bit, get a little bit better angle on the 4 in the corner. Put a little bit of top on this as well. Push off that rail so that I got an angle on the 5. The 6 is down here, so I should have probably looked at that a little better, but speed. That's alright. Whoops. Not alright. Not alright. I had a good angle on the 6 there, but that angle doesn't mean anything if you don't make your object ball. So we'll take the 5 in the corner, a little bit of top because I don't really have a choice. Nope, off by an inch. Alright, aim's off. Alright, let's actually look at this one this time. Take a second, line up on it, see what I'm looking at. There we go. The 5 in the corner. A little bit of stun draw on it, which is a little bit of bottom, just below center of the cue. And it left it right where I wanted it for the 6. See that angle for the 6 is there again, but you got to make the shot. So 5 cross side. Okay, here we go. And we still got the angle on the 6. A little bit of top to bring it back down table for the 7 that it's sitting right next to. Nope, way too hard and way, way, way off. Kick at it just because I haven't done a kick yet today. Okay, A little off. Alright, the 6 here, I go on the side or I can go all the way down table. If I go all the way down table with a little bit of top to follow it and get an angle on the 7. There we go. Now we're down on the 7 with a little bit of an angle, not too straight on with it. That way I can come back out center of the table, or I got options for the 8. A little bit of top right. Straight off that rail. Guess it should have been a little bit of top left. Would have left me over here instead of over here. Over here would have been ideal, and an 8 in the corner. That's alright. Still put that 8 in the same corner. Not leaving it easy though, you know, making miracles. Not making the game any easier on myself. So I'm going to put the 9 ball in the top corner over there. You know, not an easy shot. Long distance and a thin slice. You know, it could have been a lot easier. Try it again. Try it again. But that happens. You know, you'll think you need to use a certain type of English and then realize as soon as you hit it, that was the wrong English. That happens. You know, we're human. I don't have somebody that I'm playing against, so. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Just kind of getting some warm up in this morning before the phone starts blowing up and the boss wants me to go and do work. Well, that's interesting. Haven't had that happen in a minute. Pretty good layout though. 1 ball obviously goes up in that corner up there. Here's your 1 ball. 1 ball going to this corner. Natural English or bring it off the rail. So you basically look at it this way, right? So there's where it's going to make contact. So natural English is going to bring it to this rail here. The 2 ball doesn't really go anywhere though. So you got the 8 ball blocking here, 7 balls blocking here, 9, 3 blocking the side. 2 ball go here, but there's really no way of getting back to it. 2 ball obviously go here and here. But getting back down to this end of the table from where that's at, you got to put quite a bit of speed on it, which is not easy. Tight pockets. Bring it down. Alright, there we go. A little much. It's going to sit me on the rail. They're close to. Still not an easy shot. But I do have options. I do got something to look at, better than the combo. So, if I go in that pocket, that corner up there, with the 2 ball here, it's going to send me here. If I put any English on it, it's going to put me right in this pocket. Unless I put top on it, and even then I'll probably grab this, the corner here, which is dangerous. So we're going to put it up there, in that corner, which is not as easy. And it's also going to move everything around. 9 ball is definitely getting moved. And the 3 ball might be getting moved as well. And maybe even the 6. But whoops. A little short. A little thin. Yeah, they got their homes that they want to go to, you know. So 2, now this is a hanger, right? So you think, okay, this is nice and easy, but it's not that easy because I do got to get to the 3. Now the 3 combos the 9 into the corner, or I can pull down the rail here and put the 3 in the side and continue running the rack and get points, because every ball is worth 1 point. It's not like the Pro League where you just make the 9 ball and it's game over. So we'll put a little bit of inside English, so to the right, I'm gonna put a little bit of bottom right, and it'll grab this rail here, bring it down, and leave me somewhere in this area here if I hit it with enough speed. Just like that. Leave me nice and easy on the 3. A nice little, I can either draw it and kick the 6 towards the pocket, because that's what's going to happen from this angle. There's your angle. So it's naturally going to come off over here towards the 9. So I can put top on it and play to kick the 9 out of the way and have a shot on the 5, but then you still got to deal with the 6. I can put bottom on it, but bottom on it is also going to kick the 6, because by the time it grabs, it's going to make contact, it's going to fall off and then grab, so it's going to kick the 6. It's moving. So we'll try a little bit of bottom right and see if that doesn't get us in there. Nope. See, it didn't even do what I was expecting. It split both of them. Which is alright. 5 still got options. I can put it in the side. A little bit of top, roll past the 6, so I put the 6 back in this corner here. Or there. Still got options. Still got options. Now I'm making it easy on myself, that's for sure. But if it was easy, then it would be easy. That ain't no fun. Who wants easy? So I guess at this angle we're gonna take the 6 up in that top corner and hope that I get past. I should be able to pull past the 8, draw back off the rail. More speed. A little bit of top. I got up there for it, but I missed the shot. And now we're hooked. Now we are hooked. We'll go down table. Careful not to use any English. Made the hit. That's the part that matters. You know, not leaving it easy still. Even if my opponent came to the table like this, it's not easy. It's not easy. Just like that, and it ends up hanging. You know, not an easy shot. Good lead for the 7 though, with that speed. Not easy shots, you know. The pros make it look easy, but that's because they're pros. Now, normally I would say, yep, it goes right up here, nice and easy, you know, but with the speed of this table, it's going to send that cue ball way over here. So we'll take it over here instead. A little bit more difficult of a shot, but it'll leave the cue ball straighter in on the 8 so that I can actually play shapes on the 9, finish out this rack. And you gotta aim. You gotta aim. Right where I wanted it. But you gotta be able to make the ball. Now combinations, those are never easy. You take the line from that pocket to the 8 ball, then from the 7 to the 8 ball, and then account for throw, because there's going to be throw when that hits that ball. It's going to change its direction. But you got to hit it right. You know, my aim is off by a bit today. Going to be rough. Be a rough day. See if we can't hit this with some speed. There we go. That's about the right speed. Leave it for the 9. Not on the rail. Right on the rail. Not easy. So I've got an obstacle behind me and I can't even put my stick down on the table with this obstacle. So I'm going to jack up. Makes it even harder. You can get unintentional induced spin from jacking up. But pull it off. few more times and see what's lacking today, and see what drills I'm going to run today. Kind of get back on track. I like doing that. I like figuring out, what's on, what's off. Get a little bit of an idea as to what needs work, and then kind of keep doing that, and then every day it's always something that's a little bit different every day. Some days it's my aim is just completely off. Other days my English, I'm using the wrong English. Some days my banks are off. So it's kind of one of those things where you just kind of get a feel for what you're doing and how you're doing it, and then work on it for a while and get it to where it's better. Can't say perfect, but better. So I'm wanting to get that cue ball back here to make contact with the 1. I could take the short rail and pull 2 rails and maybe even make it. So we can try that. A little bit of running English. Missed it entirely. Take the 1. I want to be able to have a leave on the 2. And the only way I can see the 2 is here, or back on this side. And realistically, on this side I can see that pocket. From this angle, it doesn't really go. So I have to be back here. So we'll give it a little bit of an angle. We're going to take it in the top corner. That'll allow me to put a little bit more speed on it, to pull this rail and this rail and leave me back in this area for the 2. Man, a little bit too much speed. Rolled a bit past where I wanted it to be. Wanted it back here in this area. It ended up, a few inches over, and obviously didn't make the shot. So now we're left with a little bit different setup here. Draw shots are not always the best, but sometimes you can use them to your advantage. Put a little bit of bottom on it. Hit with some speed. Take the 8 out of the way. I got just enough. Now, if I wasn't able to get past the 4, I would have never done that. So the 2 will go past the 4. Here's the 4. Here's the 2. The 2 will go past the 4 in that corner, and it'll also give me natural shapes to come out for the 3 up in this corner. If I hit it right. So we just got to hit it with a little bit of bottom, just a little bit of stun. That'll draw me out. I got the 3 in this corner. Now to get back to the 4, the 4 wants to go here. So in order to get back here, I'm going to have to use a little bit of top, pull this rail here, and come back down the table, so I got the 4. And then the 6, we'll worry about that after I get on the 4. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So I'll use a little bit of top right. Now when you use English, it does throw the object ball the opposite direction. So if I'm going to use right, it's going to throw it towards the rail. So we're going to cut it a little bit thin. Way too much speed. Slow down, slow down. Slow down. Wow, way too much speed on that. So alright, now we got the 4 here. Now the natural English coming off of the 4 from where it makes the contact is right into the 6. So that's gonna move the 6. And I think we're gonna use that to our advantage. We're gonna play a little bit of top, make the 4, and kick the 6 up table a little ways, so that I've got a shot down here to make shape on the 7. So I think that it's a happy little accident there. Whoops. Well, it did what I wanted it to. Didn't make the 4. You gotta worry about the shot first. So now the 4-9 combo is not lined up very well. That's very bad layout for that. I could push into the 4, but then you're gonna get a double kiss by the cue ball. So you try to kick the 4 back here. And now we're not even worried about the lead. We're just worried about making contact. There we go. See? So when you miss, you still got a good defense. They're not able to see it. It's not an easy shot. And of course, you know, seeing as I'm playing against myself, I also get to shoot at the not easy shot that I can't see. So a little bit of practice on getting snookered as well. So how do you get yourself out of it? Now I have to kick it. I have to kick into it. I have to make it here. But I have to do so with enough speed that I get this rail, and I've got to look on the 6. Otherwise, it's all for naught. Here we go. Now the 6 goes in that corner. It's going to want to. Nice and easy. Hit it with the right speed. Roll up to the rail. Maybe a little off the rail for the 7 in the same corner. Off of it. There we go. A little bit of an angle there. That way I can pull this rail, and come down on the 8. Nice natural English. Just a little bit of top, no English. Just a nice natural shot. Just let it play the rails. Let it play what it needs to do. There we go. Now there's still a little bit of an angle on the 8. But with it being that close to the rail, English isn't going to grab very well when the ball, after the ball makes contact with the object ball, after the cue ball makes contact with the object ball, it's not going to, the English isn't going to grab like you'd expect it to when it hits that rail. Now if you put right on it or hard right on it, you'd think, okay, I just hit this, hit hard right, and it'll zing back here. That's not always the case, especially on new felt. New felt, this cue ball will sit there and it'll just spin around in circles, and it won't go anywhere. So a little bit of top right, not a lot, but just enough to pull off that rail and come back from the 9. Now I'm way down table because that was probably way too much speed on it. Now I got a long shot on the 9 in the corner. Not an easy shot. Not easy. All jacked up on the rail like that, not easy. But hey, look, it goes. 2, 3 extra rails. That's easy. Run out a few more and see what we're feeling today. I feel like my speed is a little bit fast, as it always is, because I'm always fast. English is seeming to be correct. So I'm reading it right. Reading the table right, obviously, is 90% of it. You know, being able to figure out where the balls want to go and put them in their home. Okay. Yeah, so the 1 does go. Problem is the 2's off the table. So I'm playing the 1 down here. The 3's coming back to this corner, which is all speed. Natural, maybe a little bit of stun. Draw it out. from the angle that I've got, just a little bit of an angle here. So just a little bit of an angle, a little bit of stun will draw me out a little ways. That'll give me the 3 in the corner, 4 in the side. After the 4 in the side, I'll probably have to put some bottom on it, draw back for the 5 in the corner, a little bit of top, pull a couple rails, then it gives me 6 in the corner, 7 back in the side, 8 in the corner. We'll see how it plays though. Things might change. So all it takes is one shot of your speed not being right, and all of a sudden you're out of shape. See? So there's not much from the stun there. I was expecting it to come out here a little bit more. 4 still goes in the side, 3 goes in the top corner. But now I'm left with the problem that in order to cut that at that angle, I'm going to use a lot of speed, which will leave me here if I hit it soft. If I use top, I can grab this rail, and come back for the 4 on the side. So we'll use a little bit of top. A little bit of top. Hey! See? 5 got in the game. Now we're left with a very difficult shot here. Not much of a look on the 4. Hard to get past the 5 to make legal contact with the 4. Not where I wanted to be. Fortunately, we do have a 4-7. We can use the 6 as a gutter, or as a rail. So the 7 can hit the rail, come off the rail to the 6, and then into the pocket. So we can kind of use that as a deflector. Problem with that is I'm going to have to put a little bit on it when I make the 4 hit the 7. So the 7's got to hit like right there. 4's got to hit right about here. If I'm hitting there with the cue sitting on the rail, I'm scratching it in the side. But you know what? I'm going to make that 7. No, we didn't. Hit the other side of it. But we didn't scratch either. So you don't want to give your opponent ball in hand. This is not an easy layout. It's not an easy read. It's not an easy shot. The 4 can go cross corner, cut it thin, off the rail. Once again, use the 6 as a rail. So you use the rail off the 6 into the corner. The 4-8 is a slim combination, low probability shot, where everything is kind of set up. I'm going to go a little thin on it. Yeah. Make the 6, that works too. Make contact with the object ball. It's a good thing about balls sitting near the pocket like that is when you are in that position, you can use that to your advantage. You go 4 over here. That'll leave the cue ball right there. Now I could have cut the 4 into this pocket, but then the cue ball would have came off this rail and could have hit me behind the 9. Could have left me really in a bad spot. So banks can get you out a lot of problems real quick and straighten out your positional play. So we'll go 5 in the corner. Push up a little bit for the 7 in the corner or the side. Not really sure where I want to go with that yet. Guess we're going to go in the corner with it because we're here. So the 7 will go in the corner. The natural English is going to want the natural collision is going to bring me over this way just naturally. So put the 7 in the corner with a little bit of, try to hit it a little bit in the center if I can, but it's right on the rail. Not easy shots when it's on the rail. Not easy at all. Just missed by a little bit, but yeah, I left it open for him. So if I was playing somebody, they'd have a shot on that. That's another thing, you know, you're playing by yourself. You kind of think about whether or not you're going to be able to make the shot, or if you're able to leave it to whereas your opponent would then have a difficult shot. Obviously, then you're your own opponent, which means that you are now stuck playing a very difficult shot. So it really forces you to, I mean, for me at least, it forces me to kind of, try to make all the shots, but, if you're gonna, like right here, here's a difficult shot on the 9. Especially considering I have an obstacle right in the way and I can't see it because there is a pole right here and I can't make my stick any shorter. And right about there is where I need to be, and there's a pole there, which makes it very difficult. So now we have to kind of change up our strategy here and try the 9 back here. A lot of speed in this. Now, got in the way. Yeah, definitely if you're going to be practicing or you're going to be going out to shoot, make sure you don't have any obstacles, because that's the game-winning shot right there. And I just gave it away because I had an obstacle. Not cool. Very, very aggravating. Not to mention, you get down to running out 7, 8 balls, make one on the break, run out 7, 8 balls, you get down to, the last shot, and you end up hooked because where you need to be is where there's an obstacle. That's not good. It's not good for your game, it's not good for your mentality, it's not good for your psyche, it's not good for your confidence. There's a lot of things that play a factor in this game. It's very, very, very mentally demanding game. A lot of people don't realize just exactly how demanding it is. But that's part of the fun of it for me, it forces me to pay attention and concentrate and kind of figure out new angles. I enjoy it. I really do. Not easy. Infuriating at times. So in order to make that, I was off by a lot. 6 was in the way, but that's alright. Lay it from here. No, we won't. There you go. That'll send you into a snowball effect. It's never fun. You miss that one shot and you're like, okay, I got this. The next shot, you don't got it. There we go. Kick it up. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. 2 on the side. Bit of top. Bring it back all the way down table. Right into the corner pocket. Just what you wanted to do. Yeah, and the snowball effect takes over. It's hard to break out of that. You miss a shot and then you just start messing up and you start messing up. That's what I say about the mentally demanding, because it'll really wear on you. It'll wear you right out of the game if you let it. So we're just going to take our time. Make a ball. Hook ourselves. It's a good hit, but now we're in a bit of trouble. Slow down. There we go. Keep it off the rail. There we go. Fall back into it. Those aren't touching. That's alright. Even with them not touching, I might be able to send that 6 towards that corner. Probably won't make it. It's just the downside of that. But it doesn't go past the 9. It doesn't go in past the 9. So I could probably hit that pretty full. By full I mean head on, like this. That'll hit the 9. The 9's going to pull a couple of rails. We might be able to slap a 9 in the side. Nope. Jump right out there. It's kind of hard though. Alright. Now this is the 50-yard line punt right here. Never easy. 6 back here. Hit it with enough speed to where the 6 comes back here, but then the cue ball pulls the rail, comes out, and leaves me with the 7 in the corner. That's what we're going to go for. See if that's how my eyes are reading it today. Yeah, not really. Pulled me over here, but that's alright. We got shape on the 7. That'll go in the corner. Hit it with a little bit of speed to bring it over to the other side of the rail for the 8. Just enough to get it in the pocket. Now we got it in the pocket. We got over for the 8, but we didn't make the ball. There's about where my speed needs to be. A little bit off, but alright. Take the rail first and throw it into the corner pocket. Why not? That makes sense. So hoping that would come off like that, but apparently I hit it way too soft for it to grab and bounce out of there. I just threw it across the table. Yep, banks are off by a bit. Double kiss on that one because it wasn't going to go anyways. And rattle the pockets. Alright, so that's going to get aggravating. A lot of aggravating. Okay. And that's what I mean by die off the rail when you put a lot of English on it. You let that rail and spin, not go anywhere. Alright, let's shake that off. Shake it off a bit. That's hard to do too when you're in competition play, is shaking it off and, you know, moving on to the next rack. Just kind of let it go. You know, let it go. That's the past. Now we're on to the present. So let's see what we can do in the present. Because we know what we did in the past, and it didn't work very well. It's a bit better. Not a whole lot to look at. The 1 in the middle of the table, cues on this side of the table. 2 ball dead center of the table almost. Not easy. Not easy. The 1 will go back over here. So we'll start with just make the ball. Just make the ball. See? Just make it. You know? Just make the ball. Sometimes that's all you gotta do is just make the ball. Don't think about where you're gonna be. Just make it. Especially when it's open like this. The chances of hiding yourself are pretty slim. Just make the ball. You know? A little bit shorter of a bridge there. Okay. tried talking myself right into don't scratch from the side, and seeing as I said to myself, don't scratch from the side, it was the last thing on my brain, and it said, you know what? I can scratch from the side. And I did. And I completely missed the shot. So you can talk yourself out of a shot. Had I made the ball, there would have been no problem with a scratch. There would have been no worry of a scratch. It would have never scratched. All I had to do was make the ball. Push up a little bit for an angle. Take it off to 6. Not the best spot to be, but you know what? One more off the table, right? Once again, I got my obstacle in the way. Gonna make it difficult to bank, but we're gonna try anyways. Kick at it. Nope. No. That's alright. Gives you an angle on the 6 to get back down for the 7. All you gotta do is make the ball. Don't worry about the scratch. Don't worry about it. Now this is not going to be easy. It's going to be a thin cut on the 7 into the pocket there. It's not on the rail. It's not touching the rail. The 7 is not frozen, so it's off the rail by 1/16 of an inch or so, which means I do have to cut it. I can't use the rail to cheat it. Just enough speed to get it there, which is still, you know, a table and a half. That little bit, table and a half speed. Now I got the 8 ball. And normally, you know, where it's sitting is almost where the diamond is. So that's a pretty dangerous scratch shot. So you can make it over here, you scratch over here, you make it over here, you scratch over there kind of thing if you're right on the diamond. It's not easy. So I'll bank it back here. Then I'll make the 9 here. Long shot on the 9, but I'm not on the rail anymore, so it's, you know, I can get down on it. I put a little bit of bottom on it. Stop it, you know. And being on the rail, stopping on the rail, stopping the cue ball right on the rail. If you can keep it off the rail, you're doing yourself a lot of favors. At least a ball. So about there. That's where you want to be, off the rail of whenever you leave the cue ball somewhere. You leave it on the rail and all of a sudden it's got extra forces that get induced as you're shooting down on it. It will induce extra spin. Masse shot. And if you don't know what a masse shot is, it's where you hit down on the cue ball and induce side spin, and you can actually bend the ball, go around another ball. I don't have enough ceiling clearance here to do that, but if I did, I would be doing it a lot more often and demonstrate that, because it's one of my favorite things to do is bend a ball. I really do like masse shots, and they look cool, you know. Definitely a showstopper scratch on the side. Definitely gets people's attention when you go around a ball. You know, you got a ball here and it goes whoop. Yeah, that definitely turns some heads. I did do that at a league match one night, and the guys that were there were just like, "Come on, man, come on, what are you doing to me? You're gonna sit here, and not only are you gonna beat me, but you're gonna beat me like that, you know." So it's, yeah, I will. Break it out a bit, see if I can't make all of them. Hey, let's make all of them. I was expecting the 2 to hit this rail and sit down in this pocket. It actually went in that pocket, so that's fun. Here's a little bit of a cheese shot for you. I can hit the 3 ball first, but I'm aiming to make the 5. The 8 happens to go as well. missed that by about a foot. Not really, it was only off by about an inch. But I had a good leave on the 6. You'll find that a lot as well, as when you start playing for your leave of where you want the cue ball to be, you'll end up missing your shot. And that's because you're not executing properly. And I'm not executing properly at all. A little bit of a longer bridge here. A little bit extra rattle. I was hoping for a little bit of draw on that, come back down table for the 6. That did not happen. I do, once again, have a pillar right in the way of where I need to bank this. Let's see if I can... Yeah, no, there's no way of doing that. So there's no way of shooting the 3 from where it sits. That aggravation is another level, let me tell you. Yeah, that's a whole nother level right there. Whole nother level of, yeah, you can't get to it. And that's the shot. That is the shot. So let's play a Hail Mary, because there's an obstacle in my way. And maybe get a different angle on it. Once again, I still have an obstacle. There is still no lining up on this in order to make it. So if I do have one piece of advice, if you're going to put a pool table in your basement, in your house, make sure you do not have obstructions. Because I'll tell you what, there is nothing more infuriating than not being able to line up on a shot that you should otherwise be able to make. And of course, like I said, the mental aspect of the game, it will wear on you. And when it wears on you, because you're sitting here dinking around with stupid ass support pillar because the table's not in the right spot. Forget to pissing you off real quick. Trust me on that. There's nothing worse than needing the shot to run out the table and then that shot not being there. Or the shot being there, but the ability to shoot it not being there. Piss you right off, and that pocket is pissing me off lately. So I hit a little hard and widen it out a little bit. No cheating these pockets. And now it's worn on me. It has flat out pissed me off. In case you hadn't noticed. And that, trying to shake that, is not easy. Especially when you're in the middle of doing something. That's alright. That was that rack. This is this rack. Just stay the hell away from this stupid ass thing and we'll be alright. Which takes away about half of my table. Well, takes away this quarter of the table for sure. From here to there, apparently. And I am not that good. I am not a professional to whereas I can keep the cue ball exactly where I need it at all times away from that area of the table. And that's quite a bit of table to be limited on. I hit everything but the one ball on the way through. It's alright. Well, that hit the 5. Rail. I was hoping to not make the 2. I was really hoping just to kiss the 2, but hey, life. Let's see if we can take a long rail and hit the 3. Made contact, buried it behind the 4. This is good. Good way to do it. Kick it in the side now. I'll push it down table. Okay, not an easy shot. Nope, missed it entirely. Let's try that again. Missed it again. Wow, yeah, alright. My aim is off by about 1/4 of an inch today. There we go. That's better. Let's use the other eye. Let's use your good eye. Alright, 4 down there, 5 down here, 6 down there, 7 down here. Not an easy table layout. Especially if that happens. I don't know what's going on with that pocket today, but yesterday as well. Pull about 6 rails after that shot just to make sure that I get over here for the 6 ball. Yeah, just not enough. Bottom on that. Just enough to get it there. That's the touch I need. Do it again. Huh. Guess we're going in that pocket with it then. Push the cue ball all the way back down table. Alright. Wow. That is about the 8th time that I have completely missed the ball today. Just completely missed it. That's not good. Not good. Alright. Physical mental problem going on here with being able to see the ball. That's not good. Adjust the eyes. Alright. Let's see what we can do this time, eh? Start by hooking yourself on the 1. break. Hit it. Okay, a little bit top right. Just gonna throw the ball to the left a little. Aim a little left, or aim a little right, rather. 3 is a stopper. A little bit of bottom here. Draw it back out. 3. 3 I can stop for the 5. 5 will go in the corner. A little bit of bottom right should be able to, a little bit of right should pull off and bring me back out here for the 6. I don't know if I like that though, because then I got to draw from the 6. Well, no, because I can stun over for the 7. And the 7 is just bringing natural English back for the 8. So, trust your gut. Quit thinking about it. Just make the balls. Don't overthink it. Just make the balls. Yeah, you gotta make the balls though. That's the other aspect of it. Long, I guess. Alright, a little bit of natural English. Obstacle. There's a pillar on this corner too, by the way. It's alright. We'll work with it. Man, 9-ball triangle. I actually got to go to the, I got to go and get a new tip on this stick today, so while I'm there, I'll probably pick up a 9-ball triangle. There might actually be one laying around here. I haven't looked real hard, but I'll probably pick up a 9-ball triangle and a, I need a new table brush. This table brush is pretty worn. Been around for a while, stop. Whatever. So yeah, I'll be getting a new tip on my stick for sure. I need my shaft cleaned up a little bit, and then the table brush for sure. I should probably write all this stuff down so I don't forget it while I'm there, because I'm pretty good like that. You know, forgetful. But yeah, a few things to do. Oh, I gotta get a brake stick. I don't have a brake stick. I'm just using a standard old house cue, basically. But I do got a tournament coming up, and I'm gonna need a brake stick for that. Something that I can break down and put in my bag. So I have to get a brake stick today while I'm out. Hopefully, they're not too outrageously overpriced. I had seen one on Mucci. On Mucci's website, they've got a brake stick, looks real nice, but I'm not paying $500 and then waiting 2 or 3 weeks for it to get here when I've got a tournament on the 2nd. So I kind of need it here on the 2nd. Not, oh, by the way, it's stuck in the mail somewhere and it won't be there until the 5th or 6th or what have you. A little better. A little better. The 1 and the 3, the 4 is going to cause the cue ball problems. To make the 1 in the corner, the cue is going to pull out the 4 right in the side. This is not what we want. However, I could bank the 1. Bank the 1. bank the one and go from there. Nope, wrong ball. Well, by an inch. I'll by a mile. Wow, my aim is completely off today. Yeah, that's what I was thinking was, a brake jump cue. A friend of mine bought one for I think it was like $100. Whether or not the billiard store that I'm going to be going to today is going to have one in stock is a different story. But waiting on things to show up in the mail is it's a crapshoot anymore. Like, things used to be here in a timely manner. Now it's going to be 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Why? Come on, really? Come on, come on. Yeah, thanks for the follow. So yeah, it's been so spotty lately with the mail. A friend of mine ordered a McDermott cue, and he had some work done to it. It's got custom fairings or custom ferrule. It's got a custom knuckle, a different wrap. So it had a little bit of customization done to it, but that took 11 weeks to come in. 11 weeks. Like, the entire season was over by the time he got his pool cue. He ordered it before the season started. It showed up after the season was over. So, and I ain't got time like that. Like I said, it's kind of a pinch. I normally use my my captain's brake stick. There's a couple people on the team that got their own brake sticks. I just don't have my own. I have another stick that I use, that I shoot with, that I have not been shooting with, which would probably change my game a lot, but I'm trying to get used to the deflection on this one. This is a Mucci, and if you've ever seen this exact design, pattern, whatever, you let me know, because so far I have not seen the same knuckle, I have not seen the same hilt. I have seen this design pattern here. There's no wrap. This is just a solid part of the shaft. And then these are not squared in. These are not blocked off. These are just lines, divider lines. The green here. This is the only stick that I've seen of this nature. And I've looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. So, but it does have the Mucci logo on it. It's got Mucci's signature on it, and I'll tell you what, it handles like every other Mucci I've ever shot with, which is extremely high deflection, and it handles like a dream when you can actually dial it in. But dialing it in is not easy, especially for me, apparently, at this point in time. Too much. But beautiful stick. And then I've got a Sneaky Pete type style that I put a new tip on and haven't even shot with, but maybe 3 matches. But that one will be coming out of the bag and being replaced with a brake stick. But it's not a bad stick. Super light. Also, if you notice, the threads are on the other side. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but the threads are on this side, on the shaft side, instead of the hilt side, which is kind of weird. But old stick. This is a extremely old stick. And honestly I might break it back out just because I might get a different stick bag that'll hold more sticks. Yeah, I might use this one instead. And blame the stick, right? Never mind the shooter. Blame the stick. But yeah, it's just an old Sneaky Pete type clank. Yep, it's an old Sneaky Pete type clank. Super lightweight though. I think that's only like a 16 ounce. Whereas the Mucci is more of a, I think it's a 19. It might even be a 20, 19 and a half. Judging by the weight of things, the weight difference. But it doesn't mean anything if you can't just lift the ball to make it. But it is very early for me. It's 6:30 in the morning here. And the first thing I did this morning was fire up stream at 5:30 in the morning. So something around there, 5:15, 5:30, something like that. So very early morning. Figure I'd change it up a bit. Get some practicing, get some warm up in, figure out where my game's at, figure out what I'm going to need to work on, what I'm going to need to mess with. Might be a stream later today of just really drilling some stuff, figuring out what's off and what needs some attention today. I'm currently waiting for the 8 o'clock hour to roll around when work breaks loose and all the phone calls start coming in and drop everything and the sky is falling and hurry up, chop chop, gotta have it yesterday. So, but the billiard shop opens at, I believe, 8. So regardless, I'm gonna be heading over there on my way out through my travels today. I'll be picking up a brake stick because this is just, like I said, this is just a house stick. You know, I'm not putting that in a bag and taking it with me. So I get a brake stick if I can. Probably a 9-ball rack. Definitely need a table brush. This table brush has seen better days, and this is brand new felt, and this has got green and everything else lodged up in it, and I don't want that all over my brand new felt. So get a new brush for the new felt, and you all. Two rails. I really gotta learn that one, so it's intentional. And the speed is off by about, you can see the speed is off by about a foot. Almost 2 diamonds worth of speed. That aim is just off by a foot. If I'd have made it, that would have kicked the knife closer to the pocket. I wouldn't have scratched. Worrying about things, thinking about things. I'm thinking about what I'm doing, that's for sure. least it wouldn't appear so. Wow. Just wow. That's how it should go. It's alright. Change it up a bit. Change it up a bit. Get away from the 9-ball for a minute. Find that when you focus on something for too long, you start going sideways. It's hard to unravel. It's hard to tighten it back up. So we get there. See how many balls we can make without missing. Don't scratch. See where the speed's at, see where my table reading's at, see where everything's at right about now. One? That's it? That's all you can make is one? Okay. Sure thing. Too much. Too much. Okay. All right. This wants to piss me off today. Yep. Yep. Gonna be one of them days. Today is gonna be a hard one to break out of. That's for damn sure. Not gonna be an easy day to break out of. Not at all. So we're gonna dial it up just a touch, and then we'll dial it back. Because that and that ain't right. That ain't right at all. Not right at all. Not right at all. Not right. Shake it off. Work it on you. Get it all out. Get the anger, get the frustration, get the nonsense right the hell out. Pissing me off. Really? Really? Think not. All right. Let's see. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah, my aim is off by about a full ball. And my eyesight is screwing with me today. A lot. Okay. Maybe not that far off. Miscue though. Shit stroke. My stroke's off. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe it's my stroke. Stroke's off. Yep. Alright, 15 balls, should be able to make all of them without missing and scratching. So long as stroke is right, read it right. Second shot, scratch. Perfect. What a joke. Absolutely infuriating. We were on real good this morning. Not anymore. Yeah, okay. Any more? More of this nonsense today? Yeah, no, that'll go in now. Yep, should be fine. Infuriating. Start here. Just enough. Really? That's it. That's a wrap. I'm done. There's no shaking it. That's a wrap. All done. Once I get into that mode there where it's just you can't make a single ball without scratching, and no matter what you do, it automatically just here's a scratch. That's a wrap. It's time to walk away from the table before it pisses me off and screws up my game even worse. So, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. It's always fun. Like I said, I might come back on later tonight. Depending on how the day goes today. So far it started off great and then turned into complete shit and is getting worse by the minute. So before I get completely infuriated, and which I already am, we'll shut it down and we'll come back later. You guys have fun. We'll talk to you.